Coming up in this video, we're going to talk about Andrade possibly returning to AEW and CMLL. We are also going to talk about a major character change that's being teased in AEW. And yesterday, we kind of learned some stuff about MLW. The day before that, we learned some stuff about MLW. And it looks like we're going to keep learning things about MLW because this could be really huge. Let's get into it right here, right now on the Ango Show. And as always, if you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that bell. This way you never miss a video on the channel. I'm going to keep you guys updated with everything that's happening in professional wrestling. For example, MLW. Now, for a while, we've been talking about MLW, and there's been tons and tons of rumors with MLW. And just 4 days ago, there was a report that came out about MLW being in talks for a new weekly show. Now, it kind of sounds strange, but MLW used to do weekly TV, and it's been a really long time since they've actually done that. As of now, MLW has kind of been doing like these monthly events, and then they tape it, and then they just kind of air the matches as it so happens. They have a live event model. You guys see them on YouTube. You might have seen them in other places. Well, apparently they are working on a new television show. So 4 days ago, Fightful reported that Major League Wrestling is currently in talks about a new weekly series. It was noted that an MLW weekly series is one of the most requested things that they get in terms of feedback from fans. MLW Fusion last aired as a weekly series in 2023. They experimented with a seasonal format as well. You guys might remember they were on BN Sports and Fubu Sports Network, and then YouTube as well. And then what's even crazier, in just the last few days, we've learned that MLW will have a wave of trading cards that are hitting stores. This includes Walmart and Target, which is really huge. And they're expecting to do even more after MLW Fightland. Now, where we're basically at in this entire story is MLW is preparing to do some very big things. Not only is it weekly TV, but also from a merchandising and logistics standpoint, they're kind of figuring things out as time goes. And that is really remarkable. I'm actually very excited about this. I feel like MLW has been relatively confusing in the last few years because of the model that they had. So it does make sense that a lot of the feedback that they've received is so that way they could do weekly TV. I actually am super excited about this, and whether it's on YouTube for the beginning, maybe they could even shop around to a different TV network. I think there's a lot of possibilities. If they could find a really good TV partner for this, I think it's going to be fun. They don't need to be on the biggest network, but just being accessible is important. And I think that's one of the big things I would like to see from MLW. And who knows if they still have a good relationship, obviously, with the people at beIN Sports or Fubu or Fubo or whatever it's called. But yeah, like anything at this point would be huge. Even if they do it on YouTube, I think it would be really exciting. I'm curious to see how they move forward after that. That brings us to Jack Perry. Ladies and gentlemen, on the latest episode of Being the Elite, the Young Bucks received a knife in the mail. And a lot of people are some people are confused by this. A lot of people may have not actually known this, but Jack Perry has been customizing knives and posting the videos on social media. And in this video clip, Jack Perry wrote a note that says, "Save this for the next time you stab me in the back," which is really huge. This isn't the first tease that we've been having about this, but there are some rumors going around that are circulating that Jack Perry is set to go babyface. There's also rumors that Jack Perry may revert back to the Jungle Boy character, which maybe I'm in the minority here, and that's okay if I am, but I genuinely enjoyed the Jungle Boy character. I enjoyed Jurassic Express. Marco Stunt, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, that to me was a very fun time in AEW history. I don't know if we will get them all three together, but let's just call it what it is. The Jack Perry heel turn was not successful. It was not successful. You know, in my honest opinion, I don't think it elevated Jack Perry a lot. I don't think it helped this new version of the Elite at all. I would go as far as saying that this was a terrible decision. But I understand why AEW did it. I understand why they turned him heel. I understand that they were trying everything with the CM Punk drama and stuff. I understood what they were trying to achieve. I don't think it worked, but that's okay. Jack Perry has been off of television for a while. Jack Perry can return as a babyface. If he returns as Jungle Boy, I think unanimously people will be very happy about it. But even if he doesn't return as Jungle Boy, if he comes back as Jack Perry and he's a babyface in general, I think it could work. I also think AEW needs a couple more baby faces, right? I think you have to look at the landscape. Will Ospreay is out, Swerve Strickland is out. Those are two really popular baby faces. So in this current circumstance that AEW is currently in, I think Jack Perry being a babyface makes a lot of sense. And if you bring him back as Jungle Boy, that's even better. But again, that's just my opinion. I personally think Jungle Boy was an awesome character, and I think it beats out anything that he was doing as this heel character. And then also, what I like about this too is the Elite are essentially done, right? The Young Bucks and Okada and everything. I mean, it's kind of gone downhill. This is a way to kind of press the reset button. So these teases that we're seeing are honestly really dope. I'm excited to see what ends up happening. I'm curious to see how they book Jungle Boy moving forward. You know, a lot of people make the argument about size. Yeah, I think it is an important aspect to how somebody gets pushed. But you put Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy together, the tag team division's back on fire. And that brings us to our final topic, guys. Let's talk about it. Andrade. Obviously, a lot of talk about Andrade. I released a video earlier today about Andrade and his situation. Now we are seeing MJF and Andrade engage on Twitter. This is leading to speculation that Andrade could be back in AEW as well as CMLL. So Maxwell Jacob Friedman, came out with a tweet and he says, "Hey yo, Andrade, I'm gonna be in Mexico beating the ever living shit out of Mystico at CMLL in front of all your broke ass countrymen. Let me know if you want to grab a marg before I hop on my jet to Toronto to whoop Mark Briscoe's hillbilly ass." And well, Andrade responded with that with the middle finger emoji and tagging MJF with the soon emoji. So he is also now teasing a return to AEW or CMLL. Keep in mind, MJF is a champion in CMLL. Andrade getting fired from WWE. Andrade, whatever his situation is, you know, technically speaking, the dirt sheets are saying that Andrade didn't really leave on bad terms with AEW. If that's the case, awesome. You know, listen, I'm a huge fan of Andrade. It hasn't worked out. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to get upset about something I'm not privy to. But it is kind of annoying where it's like, man, he was so awesome in NXT, goes to the main roster and was still relatively cool in the main roster, but eventually it kind of fizzled out. Goes to AEW, not really a huge push for him. But then even later on towards like the Collision stuff, it was pretty awesome. Obviously, Continental Classic, Danielson versus Andrade, you can't forget that. There's some cool stuff there. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what to make of it. But Andrade returning to AEW could make sense because of the CMLL partnership. When he was first in AEW, that CMLL partnership really wasn't off the ground. Now it's off the ground. I can see a scenario where Andrade returns to CMLL and then appears on AEW because of that partnership as well. Definitely a lot of stuff to pay attention to. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below.